Welcome to a fun new game I like to call duopoly. The two and only main players, Qantas and Virgin. It's a funny kind of game in that there's not much of a contest.
There is ineffective competition, resulting in higher prices and less customer service than Australian passengers deserve.
The Consumer Watchdog's latest report calling out the behaviour of the big airlines and their subsidiaries, which carry 90% of all domestic travellers. Among their dirty plays, price gouging. Petrol prices skyrocketed last year, but jet fuel prices have halved since then, and newsflash, our ticket prices haven't come down.
Prices are still, on average, higher than the pre-pandemic airfare price.
Especially domestic airfares are really overpriced.
I have to think very carefully about whether I jump on a plane anymore.
I'm just wondering how the airlines get away with it.
Then there's customer service, or lack thereof. The ACCC calling for an independent agency to deal with the growing number of customer complaints.
Flights cancelled, times changed, planes changed.
About 50 or 100 people lost their luggage that day.
Which brings us to cancellations and delays.
In April just past, there was twice the level of cancellation of domestic flights than is the long-term average, and nearly 1/3 of flights arrived late.
It's little wonder there's pressure to fine airlines and force them to compensate passengers for cancelled flights. And finally, a rogue play called slot hoarding. The two big companies under fire for booking out the best times at the airport gates and selectively cancelling flights, squeezing out their two tiny competitors, Bonza and Rex Airlines.
New entrants need to have the barriers reduced so that there can be a chance to produce greater competition.
Congratulations, you've reached the end of the game. All moves go straight to jail. Do not pass go, do not collect $200.
I just think they've just made so much money and they're more worried about the bottom line and rather than providing a better service.
I reached out to Qantas and Virgin, but they wouldn't talk to me in a cruel echo of my Year 12 formal. But, Bonza CEO Tim Jordan has made time to chat to us. He joins us now. Tim, in a statement today, Qantas said that we're one of the most competitive markets in the world. What do you say to that?
I think your intro probably said it. 94% of the market is with two airline groups. I don't think we need to say anything more than that.
Are you sure? Because we booked time for you to talk to us. It would be handy. This slot hoarding phenomenon that we spoke about in the package, though, that basically blocks you out of being able to access the gates, do you think that's a deliberate ploy?
Well, when you look at the numbers, cancelled flights out of Sydney are officially 3 to 4 times higher than the national average. So something is going on in the numbers, and I'm not sure the weather in Sydney completely says what that thing going on is. So yeah, we'd love to access Sydney. We've already brought a significant point of difference to the Melbourne market, and we would seriously love to do the same for the Sydney market. So yeah, access to slots is critical to customers. Because it means that we can actually fly, we can bring lower fares, and we'd love to bring our low fares to Sydney.
Tim, as much as we'd love to talk about slot hoarding all night, we need to talk about fines and compensations for cancelled flights as well. That was one of the things that the ACCC talked about. Would that make a difference, or is that going to drive up prices, which is what the big airlines are claiming?
I'm an airline CEO, so I'm not sure you're going to be too surprised for me to say, you know, I'd love for us to be fined when we have to cancel a flight. What I think is important for the industry is for there to be a robust competitive industry whereby there isn't two players, whereby there are 3 or 4 very healthy players who compete very openly with each other, because that then gives the power to the consumer, and that allows the consumer to actually vote with their feet, or better still, with their backside, and actually move their custom to where the business that takes care of them in the best possible way. And I think that's the most important thing that we as an industry can deliver. And for us as an industry, I think that is what we should be striving and driving towards, rather than anything overly punitive.
Tim, thanks so much for your time tonight.
Thank you.